One man's trash is another man's treasure. It's kind of an odd way to start a shave video. I'll explain. Let's talk blades. People are very, what's the word, particular when it comes to blades. Some people are like, oh, it's the worst blade I've ever tried. And then people are like, man, I get the best shaves I've ever had with that certain blade. There's a particular blade that I've heard a lot of people say that it's absolute crap. And I'm going to test that today for myself. But remember, blades are particular to the person. So it might be good for me. It might be bad for you. I don't know. If you remember a few months ago and then a few videos ago, I purchased and have featured my Rockwell 6S red. I've got it right here. So with any Rockwell razor that you buy, they give you either, depending on the deal, they give you at least 5 blades of their Rockwell blades, but sometimes I've even heard that they give you 100. And I've heard people say that they don't like the Rockwell blades. I have not tried one yet. I'm going to try one. Now, I was going to try it in my Rockwell. I mean, you would think that would do it justice by using that blade in its razor. I will, probably in my next shave, which won't be a video shave, but I will shave, and then I'll let you know. I'll probably post it like down here at some point in the video, whether I liked it or not. Today, though, I am going to use that blade, that Rockwell blade, in my favorite razor, at least the one I get the best results with, and that is the, I just blanked. It's the Razorock Slant. I think it's called a German 37 Slant. I can't remember the number, but it's a German something or else Slant Razorock razor. I get amazing shaves with this cheap razor. It was like 25 bucks on Amazon, or you can get it from various websites for essentially less than $30. I get my absolute best shaves with that. So that's what I'm going to use, that Rockwell. I'm going to give it a fighting chance, essentially. I'm going to use that blade in my best razor. And then, yeah, in a couple of days, I'll use it in the 6S, and I'll just, in text at the bottom at some point in this video, I'll put whether I liked it or not. The worst blade that I have ever used personally are these. This is called a Tiger safety razor blade. I've actually used it in a video. I shot an outdoor video a little over a year ago. And I used this blade, and it was okay. I mean, I don't know. It's not great. They're kind of covered in this weird oil, and then they just don't give the bit. They're not very sharp, in my opinion. Not a very good blade. Made in Czech Republic. Maybe people in the Czech Republic really like these blades. I don't know. My favorite blade, though, is this one here. This is a Treat Platinum. And again, a lot of people don't like the Treat Platinum at all. I own hundreds of this blade, but it is my favorite. I'm hoping for maybe not my favorite blade out of these Rockwells, but hopefully not the worst shave I've ever had. As far as everything else goes, the soap that I'm using today, this is a new soap to my channel. This is a sample that I picked up from Maggard's Razor quite a while back. I think back in the summer is when I got it. It's called Crann Bethadh, or Bethadh. What it basically means is spirit tree. Kind of what I read is Celtic people, when they would settle in a new place, they would plant a tree, and then that tree represented what's the word, vitality? Is that the word I'm looking for? Basically, a tree if the tree flourished, then that means their community would flourish. So it basically means tree of hope, or spirit tree. Pretty cool. I don't know, just kind of a cool name for the tree. A lot of their soaps and stuff have kind of a Celtic theme to them. Very nice scent, pleasant, kind of just a soap, kind of just, it smells like, a body wash or something that you would be using. Pretty light scent, nothing too crazy. I like it. It's very clean and fresh. And as far as this actual sample, and I don't know how well that you can actually see it, I don't know if it's because it got a little warm and it melted a little maybe, but it kind of separated. These little kind of balls formed in it. It doesn't affect the performance. You'll see when I lather, when I switch down to the lather portion of the video, you kind of will see them. I don't know how well you'll really see them, but it doesn't really affect the performance, but just kind of odd that it created these little harder balls. Maybe you guys have noticed the same thing, not just with Murphy and McNeil soaps, but maybe with other soaps you've used, you've had those little balls form. I don't know. Final couple things. Yeah, the brush I'll be using, just a super cheap Omega synthetic brush. It was like $8 on Amazon. And then the only other thing is the post shave, Nivea Men. It's their hydrating balm, cheap stuff. Smells very similar to the soap. Yeah, or at least they complement each other. That kind of fresh, clean, soapy scent. So I like that. And I haven't used this in a while. It's still like the dead of winter here, so balms are really nice. Very soothing to the skin, hydrating the skin, and whatnot. I guess last thing, my Timeless bowl. I'll be using my Timeless Lather bowl. I use it for all my videos mostly. Just got out of the shower, so pre-shave is done there. Yeah, that's all I got for right now. Let's go down to the lather, and you can see me lather up this soap. So it's still kind of hard to see, but there's like these little balls. It's kind of like the soap separated just a tad, and I think maybe it melted, got a little warm, but either way, it still performs okay. I've used this a couple of times prior to this video, but yeah, it kind of separated into these little balls. Doesn't really affect it. Just, I don't know, something that I noticed. I haven't really noticed that with any other soap that I had, but there it is, pressed down on the bottom of my bowl. Let me go and add it. No, I'm not going to add any water. I'm going to wait because I've got water in the brush. I'm just going to use brush water and start building the lather there. Probably used a little more of the soap than I actually need. If you saw my last video, I'm going to be a little bit less in a hurry to like press down hard. I'm going to do more of a swirl at first. Definitely need to add water now. Okay. I've been impressed with Murphy and McNeil. I've got about 3 of their soap samples. Got those through Maggard razors. And I've always had good luck with those soaps. Have not tried any of their aftershaves, just their soaps. And even though this is like an insanely cheap brush, it still does fine. Technique is what matters. And so now when I press down on the brush, like this kind of, I'll start to get more volume. Watch. That is looking perfect. Do a little bit more. I like it. I'm going to go with that. Let me straighten that out. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Cool. All right, so there is that. Still a good lather, even though it has those kind of weird balls in it. I don't know. I think it got hot or something. I think when it got shipped, I think it was in the summer maybe, and it melted a little bit. Not exactly sure. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get started. Got the blade loaded up. How is everyone doing? So I'm recording this a couple of days before the Super Bowl. And I'm notorious for taking a long time to edit my videos. So by the time this hits the YouTubes, the Super Bowl will be over. And it's between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm a big fan of The Simpsons. And The Simpsons had a really funny episode years ago. This is probably in the 90s. And it was clear that they were making the episode like the week or so before the Super Bowl. And they had this bit where Ned Flanders comes over to the Simpsons house, and he's actually talking through the window above the kitchen sink. And I know it was the Giants and somebody, I think, in the Super Bowl. Where did the Giants play in the Super Bowl years ago? Was it the Ravens? I think the Giants played the Ravens maybe in like the late 90s. Anyways, Ned Flanders goes, hey, Homer, did you happen to catch the game between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Ravens? It was funny because it was like clearly somebody else's voice. It was a whole gag, you know, a gag that they did or whatever. But they had him cover his mouth so that you couldn't, you couldn't read his lips, because at the time when they made it or whatever, they didn't know what two teams were going to be in the Super Bowl. So that was funny. So I'm going to do that now. So Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. So congratulations to the
Los Angeles Rams.
See, there you go. See? What a great game, right? Oh my God, I can't believe that it turned out like that. So congratulations to the
Los Angeles Rams.
Once again. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, let's start shaving. Super excited to watch the Super Bowl. I have seen every Super Bowl since I was a kid, basically. Like, we never made a huge deal. We never had huge parties when I was a kid growing up. But we always watched it like as a family. Before I start talking too much about the Super Bowl and football and whatnot, so far so good with this Rockwell blade. I like it. I need to put one of these tiger blades in this slant. Maybe it will give me a decent shave. Treat also makes a they call it like a black beauty or something. It's a black carbon blade. I bought a bunch of those because they look cool because they're carbon. I don't get very good shaves with those, even though it's made by Treat. But so far, the Rockwell blade, for me, it's actually pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to rush out and buy 100 of them. But it's not bad. Anyways, back to football. So yeah, I always remember watching it as a kid. We make some snacks, get together. Now, if the Green Bay Packers obviously are playing in the Super Bowl, that's a little bit different. I'll do that in a minute. A little bit different story. The Packers last won the Super Bowl back in 2010, so it was the 2009 season. And I watched the game over at my buddy's house. It was my boss's house, actually. And we watched the game. And I watched it at his house, but I DVR'd it back at my house with my cable, satellite, or whatever I had. And I went home after the game, and I watched it again. I watched it on DVR. That was the year they beat the Steelers. If the Steelers had won, I would have deleted it. I would have never watched it, never wanted to see it again. I kept it on my DVR until I moved, like years later, and I finally switched, to like a different satellite or cable provider, and I lost it. But I would go back like once every couple of months, and kind of watch the fast-forwarded version of it. Love the Super Bowl, love football. I get very sad whenever football ends. And I like baseball, and baseball's on strike right now, so I don't know if they're going to have a season. It's like, what am I going to do? Golf, I kind of like golf. Not big into basketball or hockey, but I guess I could learn to love them if I don't have baseball to watch. I don't know. Okay, first pass with the Rockwell. I think it went really well. I think it's great. Now again, this is a great razor in my opinion. I got very good results with the Rockwell blade. Very mild. Maybe that's what people don't like about them, that they're too mild. It was a very mild shave. I don't have a problem with mild. So the Super Bowl. I'm cool with either team winning. Since I'm a Packers fan, I don't like the Lions. But I kind of like Matt Stafford, and I feel bad that he was with the Lions for so many years. And the Lions suck. I talked about this in the last video, now that I think about it. Because one of you guys commented on my video and talked about how you were a Lions fan forever. And you kind of gave up on them, but you'll always be a Red Wings fan. So that's cool. And again, I can't really get into hockey. One thing I'm looking forward to, my wife and I started a tradition, well, my whole family, we started a tradition last year on Valentine's Day having a fancy dinner. Candlelight and everything. I don't remember what we had last year, but like, you know, trying to go out to a restaurant on Valentine's is kind of a mistake usually. And then also, of course, COVID, that made things hard in 2021. So we started this tradition where we have a really fancy meal. My wife makes a cake, a chocolate cake, and like I said, I don't remember what we had last year. Can you see some of those balls? Can you see some of those soap balls? Don't affect the shave any, but they're kind of stuck in the brush. I don't know. Performance-wise, still great. Anyways, so this year, we're going to have steak and lobster. I'm going to grill it. We're going to do it the Saturday before Super Bowl Sunday. Valentine's, of course, is on a Monday. So we're going to have our fancy dinner on Saturday and then watch the Super Bowl on Sunday. Steak and lobster on the grill. It's going to be awesome. Here's a couple of shots. Make sure to get a couple of shots here. Throw them in right here of the steak and lobster on the grill. Really looking forward to that. I've never grilled lobster. I've grilled a million steaks, but never lobster. The temperature on Saturday, at least it's still a couple of days away, the forecasted high temperature is 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So that'll be fun. Grilling in extreme cold, likely only a couple of degrees above zero, because we typically hit our high temperature at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll be doing this grilling probably about 5:30 in the afternoon, so it'll likely be like near zero. But it's tradition, I grill every month. I've grilled every month since May of 2016. In the summer months, I grill like 3 times a week. But winter, once, maybe twice a month. I've always wanted to grill on a frozen lake. People do that here. I have not. The coldest I've ever grilled in was about 7 or 8 degrees. And I use charcoal, and it gets cold pretty quick. Basically, I'll fire the grill up, and it'll be just enough time to do the steak and lobster, which shouldn't take too long. What else is going on? Rode snowmobiles with my brother-in-law and his family. My oldest daughter, she got to ride around some. Her first time on a snowmobile. Only my second time. I actually posted a video last year of me riding around on the snowmobile. So that was fun. In Canada, they call them snow machines. At least parts of Canada. What else? My truck bit the dust. I'm very sad. I still have it, a 2004 Ford F-150. Bought it brand new years and years ago. And it died on me. And it's going to cost more to fix it than it's worth. From what the mechanic tells me, the fuel pump went out. But the fuel gauge was still reading that I had oil pressure. And even though I drove it just a little bit, and as soon as it started making a noise, I immediately stopped. The damage was already done. So, I have to start looking for a new vehicle. And I bought that truck, again, 16, 17 years ago. Had all the bells and whistles. And it was like a $38,000 truck. 4-wheel drive, leather, everything. CD changer. That same truck now is probably $65,000, maybe $70,000. It's crazy. Vehicle prices are insane. My wife just got a newish car. Since our family grew, we upgraded in size. So I'm kind of stuck probably getting something much smaller. Probably something that I'm not really excited to get, but I got to get something to get me to work. And that's the majority of what I do with it, is just drive to work now. That truck was so old, I didn't trust it to drive, long distances anyways. The gas mileage killed me. It only got 10 miles to the gallon. So I am looking forward to getting something potentially newer that gets better gas mileage. I've been using that gem razor that I featured in my last video quite a bit. It's good. I like it. I've been getting some good shades with it. So that wraps up this Rockwell blade. I like it. I think it was really good. I'll test it in a couple of other razors and then I'll post like text-wise whether I liked it or not in the other razors. But I liked it personally. And I feel like I've put bad blades in that razor before and still gotten bad results. It's not like that razor is just the magic razor. And you could put a box cutter blade in there and you would get a good shave. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a decent blade. And like I said, they're subjective. It might be great for me and my skin, but then horrible for somebody else. My sideburns are kind of weird. I trimmed those right before this video. Man, I need a haircut. My wife is like, you get a haircut? Like when your hair is longer than your sideburn, like that, so it's time to get a haircut. Get a haircut, you hippie. Let me do the aftershave, the balm here. Y'all are probably like, God, would he just finish already? Congratulations if you made it this far into the video and just listen to my dumb rants. Okay. All done. Goodbye, truck. Goodbye, NFL football. Yeah, I'm not sad. Something fun will likely happen here soon. Can't wait. See what it is. Thanks for watching.